Hello friends, it is Stasia and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be starting a very fun reading vlog. I did this concept before and it was kind of successful. So I'm basically on the hunt still to find a book that will make me actually sob. All of the books that I read that are sad kind of make me, you know, have a couple tears, but I want to like cry so hard that I can't even see the pages. And that is what I'm on the hunt for. So today we will be doing another sad girl vlog, which is very weird that I do them in February considering it is the time for love, but it is what it is. So I have 3 books in mind that have made people that I know cry. So I'm hoping that I will get some tears going on in this vlog. The first book that I'm going to read, I actually had no clue that this was a sad book. I read from this author duo previously and really enjoyed it, but they weren't sad books. But apparently this one is sad. And so the first book I will be reading is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I have no idea what this is about, and I'm not going to read the synopsis in case it potentially spoils something or misleads me. I don't like to read a synopsis, but a lot of people have said that this book is actually super sad. It is bigger than I thought it was, 403 pages. So it's a bit bigger than I had anticipated, but I typically do read Christina Lauren pretty quickly. And I've also just noticed that all of the chapters start on the right side, which means that there are blank left side pages, so that could also help it go a bit faster. The font is actually a decent size as well, so maybe we'll get through this quicker than anticipated. But this will be the first book of the vlog. I have 2 other books. They are upstairs, and these are like tentative. It could change because both of those books are also really long, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I'm thinking right now. So the other book I have in my mind is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Not sure if that's how you say it, but that is apparently super sad. And the second book is coming out soon, which I think is just the exact same book but from a different perspective, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And then the other book that I'm thinking of reading for this vlog is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I've read from Rebecca Yarros previously, but I read fantasy by her, so I'm not sure how this sad book is going to go. But yeah, so that's the plan for the 3 that I'm going to read. That could obviously change. This could turn into a 2-book vlog if I take too long, but as of now, the plan is 3, and hopefully I cry somewhere in the mix. Since I'm doing 3 books for this vlog, I'm going to be giving you guys 50% updates. Obviously, this will be spoiler free. If at any time I do feel the need to mention a spoiler, I will obviously put a spoiler warning so that you guys can skip ahead a little bit. But typically, I'm pretty good at keeping these spoiler free. So that's what we're doing today. I'm actually super excited. My reading has been going good, so I feel like 3 books is reasonable. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I will chat with you all again when I am roughly halfway through the book. Hello friends, I'm here for an update. I apologize for the lighting. I'm downstairs, so I just have my little lamp thing, but obviously the light is very yellow, but that's okay because I'm here for a quick update because I am now 50% into Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I can tell you a little bit more about the book now. So this book follows Macy and Elliot. Macy and her dad end up getting like a summer home. I don't know the place. They mentioned it before, but I don't remember. But they get a summer home, and that is where Elliot lives. Since that's just their summer home, she doesn't live there full time. They only see each other during the summers or when they go there for like a long weekend or something. But Elliot and Macy immediately become best friends, and now it is like, I think it's like a decade later or something since they last talked. And yeah, so we're kind of just untangling what has happened in that last decade, because they were friends to lovers, I guess, because they sort of like seen each other grow up. They were each other, like a lot of each other's first. So seeing them grow up and form that relationship and all of that is how the story unfolds. This does have dual timelines, so we are both in the present and in the past. So obviously we don't have the full story, but we're still trying to figure out how they'll interact now without getting the full story of what actually happened back then. But yeah, they stopped talking for a decade. Apparently it is a very big thing, so we'll need to see what ends up going on. 50% in, I don't anticipate myself crying. There's nothing that I can anticipate that would happen that would be so heartbreaking that I would end up crying for this book. But it is a really sweet book, honestly. I am really loving the story. I love Macy and I love Elliot, and watching them grow up and where they are now, and you know, kind of trying to unfold that, realizing that they are different people than when they last spoke, and seeing how their lives have changed and all of that. So I am really enjoying it. Will it make me cry? Not holding my breath on that, but the plan is to probably finish it tomorrow because it is 1 a.m. So I'm gonna go to sleep, but I do have plans to finish this tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to give you guys my final updates and then start my second book. So far it's going good. The book as a whole is very nice. As for like cry worthy, I'm not seeing it, but it could shock me. It really could shock me, and I could end up crying. I don't know, but as of now, really enjoying it. And yeah, so I will chat to you all hopefully tomorrow when I finish Love and Other Words.
Hello friends, it is the next day from my last update, and I'm popping in because I just finished Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. So I didn't cry, but that's okay. I actually did not expect like what was going to happen and what could potentially make me cry until it was like right there in front of my face. I didn't predict it at all. Still a very good book. I think this is probably my favorite Christina Lauren. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought the book was a bit long. There were some parts where it was kind of just back and forth, you know, but I did like the dual timeline. I did like how that was done and how we got to see the past and the present at the same time. I really liked our characters, Macy and Elliot. I thought that they were just so great. Macy is obviously a very interesting character. She's been through a lot. Elliot is also a very like quirky sort of character, but I like them both. I liked them together, and overall it was a very fun time. But like I said, it didn't make me cry, so that's fine. I still really enjoyed my time with it, and definitely do recommend. It is, like I said, on the longer side, but it is pretty like fast to get through. I just felt myself like kind of dragging through some of the parts, but overall definitely enjoyed. 4.5 stars. So what's next that could potentially make me cry? I think the next book I'm gonna go with is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin, not sure. This has made people cry that I like actually know, so hopefully it will, you know, pull something out of me. This is also a pretty long one. Oh, the chapters are super short though. So it is 391 pages, but there's literally 89 chapters. So the chapters are definitely super short. I do have the audiobook for this, which I'm not entirely sure how that'll go with like the emotions, but a friend of mine did listen to the audiobook and did still cry. So I feel like there's hope here. I'm very excited. I actually have no idea what this is about, but yes, I'm excited. So I'll probably check in with you guys tomorrow or in a couple days. I'm currently working on some other books for Escape, so I won't jump into this one just yet unless I finish all the books that I want to this weekend. And then I'll chat with you guys when I reach about 50% and see how we're feeling. Maybe give you a bit of a synopsis. People have told me like the first like 300 pages is like fine. Like, it's okay, you know, it's kind of a bit slow moving, but like the ending really packs a punch. So I'm excited, I'm hopeful, we'll see how it goes, and I will chat with you all soon when I reach 50%.
Hello friends, I'm back with an update because I'm currently on live sprints and I just reached 50% into If He Had Been With Me, and I am enjoying it. I'm a little bit over halfway, but that's fine. I am enjoying it. I'm just very curious to where the ending is going to bring us, but I can tell you a little bit more about the book now. So this book basically follows Autumn and Finn. Since birth, they've been best friends, they've been neighbors because their moms have always been best friend, but now they kind of just ignore each other as they grew older into like high school, and they're definitely like running through different crowds and yeah, just hardly acknowledge each other despite being best friends for years. But obviously there are still like lingering feelings with growing up with Finn that Autumn feels, so she's very like confused and conflicted about all of that. So we're following Autumn and her story with how she's dealing with everything, with growing and high school and all of that fun stuff, and seeing how she views Finn and their relationship now. And so far I'm enjoying it. I feel like the ending could definitely pack a punch, so I am enjoying it and I'm excited to see where we end up with this. I'm hoping that I can finish it today, so hopefully I will catch you all soon with my final update for this. But as of now, it's interesting. I do enjoy Autumn, and yeah, I feel like it doesn't read too juvenile even though they are in high school. So interesting. I am enjoying it, so I'll chat to you all probably soon when I finish the book. Hello friends, back to chat because I just finished If He Had Been With Me, and I enjoyed it. I did obviously record, you guys just seen me reading the last like 50 pages, and unfortunately I didn't cry. I kind of seen like how it was going to play out, which you basically like kind of know based on like the first chapter, but you know, obviously sometimes it still hits. Did not quite hit for me, which is totally fine. I definitely think that this book will hit a lot of people, and I know that the sequel just came out where it's actually from Finney's point of view, because this entire book is from Autumn's point of view, and I honestly feel like it might be a bit more sad from Finney's point of view. So at some point I do hope that I can get my hands on that one and hopefully give that one a read, because this didn't quite do it for me. But I feel like I don't actually know what the second book is called. I think it's called something like If She Had Been With Me, something like that. Yeah, so that's okay. I still gave it 4 stars. I still really enjoyed it. I did like the overall story of Autumn and Finney. They definitely went on a journey, and it was such a natural journey in how it developed between like friends, growing apart, not really knowing like where each other stands sort of vibe. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. Can't really complain. But yeah, hopefully I get my hands on the second book, and I think that one might actually make me cry. So we'll see if I ever get to that in the future. Now we're going to move on to the last book in this vlog. this is the last book in the vlog because it's probably going to take me longest to read. It is, let's see, it's 100, or not 100, it's 425 pages with no audiobook, which is what I'm mostly scared of. But it is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. Not entirely sure what this is about, but based on the dog tags here, it is military affiliated. I'm always a bit hesitant to read books like that because my husband is currently serving in the military, so I feel like I can either love or hate the book. And I'm not sure if the author has any family or anything within the military. Yeah, I'm not super sure, but this is the author of Fourth Wing, and I heard that her romances are super sad, so I decided to add this on my wish list, and last year my bestie Rylan gifted it to me. So I'm excited to start, and then I'll check in with you all when I'm about 50% in, and we can see how I'm feeling. Since I don't know much about the book, I'll also tell you more about the book in my first update. But this is the last book of the vlog. I'm hoping that I could get through a decent chunk of it today, but we will need to see. So yeah, that is that, and I will chat to you all soon. It's not time for an update yet. I am only 40 pages into The Last Letter, and I already feel like crying. So I feel like I have met my match in sad books, because 40 pages in and it's already not looking great. I'm very curious to see where we go from here, because it's not looking very happy. So yeah, I have decided to tab, but the tabbing is kind of chaos. I just took all of the tabs that are like very low, that I probably wouldn't use anywhere else, and I'm just gonna be tabbing like quotes and important moments, except for this tab right here. This was a brand new one. It's a dark blue, and that will be all the sad moments. Although, if you can tell from the book, that's probably like 90% of my tabs right now. Like I said, I'm 40 pages in, and I've already had to stop a couple times to take a deep breath. Yeah, I guess I could tell you maybe a little bit about the book. I've just reached 40 pages and we've started a part called 4 Months Later. So I guess the story will pick up now, but we are following Ella. Ella has twins, Colt and Macy, and her brother's name is Ryan. Ryan is in the Army. I'm assuming special operations. I'm assuming he's a ranger or something like that, because she's not allowed to know tons about his job, and based on like the missions that have been sort of mentioned, it seems like special operations, so very like tight-lipped sort of vibe. But Ella and Ryan only have each other. Both of their parents have already passed, so as Ryan goes off into the Army, he has a friend named Beckett. A few months ago, Ella had asked Ryan if he had anyone in his unit who could use a pen pal, and Ryan was like, yeah, like I have this friend Beckett who has no one essentially, so yeah, you can like totally write to him. So it's been a little bit where they have been writing to each other now and like getting to know each other and things like that. So we alternate perspectives between Ella and Beckett. They have letters going, they have a whole bunch of situations going. I don't want to read the synopsis, so I don't know how much I could tell you, but Ella is going through a lot and she's very much alone in this situation. I don't know how to describe it. So I'm interested to see how Beckett comes into play, and how her story continues, because like I said, we're 40 pages in and it is not looking happy. I don't know if this is classified as a romance or a contemporary. I'm not gonna look, because if it's classified as a romance, then that technically means that they need to have a happily ever after or a happy for now. But if it's classified as a contemporary, then we could potentially not have a happily ever after. But 40 pages in, I wanted to give you guys an update and tell you guys that I may have met my match, because this book is very, very sad. And yeah, I'm excited I'm reading it. There is no audiobook, so I'm like physically reading it. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take me, but I am on sprints. I hopefully want to get to at least 25%, if not 50% today. And based on those 40 pages, I'm like hooked. Like, I want to keep reading. I want to know what happens. So hopefully I get through it decently quick. But yeah, we'll see what happens, because we're already sad. So I would keep you all updated. If I feel the need to update you guys before the 50% mark, obviously I will. But I will talk to you all soon at the 50% mark, if not sooner. Hello, friends. It's time for an update, because while I was out, we went to dinner, but before dinner, I ended up hitting the 50% mark of the last letter. I'm really loving it. Like, I really feel like this has great potential to be one of my favorite books. I'm not gonna say much about it, because I feel like this is one of those books, like, best read when you know little to absolutely nothing about the book. I feel like that's how you can best enjoy it, because I knew nothing. I did not read the synopsis. I didn't read reviews. I knew nothing going into this book, and I think that's why a lot of the things shocked me as much as it did. I will say we are 50% in and no tears have actually fallen, but there have been multiple times, I would say like 4 or 5 times, where I've teared up and I've needed to like stop and take a breather. So it's definitely sad, because if you're new here, I'm not a big crier, and if you know me, you know that, which is why this is my second time doing this vlog, and I just want to find a book that could absolutely make me sob. And if I'm being honest, I feel like this could be that book. But we do have 50% of the way left. Here are my tabs. I think I mentioned earlier that most of the tabs don't mean anything. The light blues mean that it is a sad moment. The dark blues are like a lot more sad, potential trigger warnings. And I did just add the red, which is like romance based. So all the other tabs, like the browns, the oranges, none of those really mean anything. I just wanted to get rid of all of the tabs that I have like so little of, and I'll probably not ever use otherwise. So most of the tabs mean nothing. I'm just tabbing moments I really like, quotes I really like, besides the sad, really sad potential trigger warnings, and then the romance. Those do have a specific tab. I will say, right at the 50% mark, I feel like I stopped at like the perfect point, because I feel like at this point the book could be making a turning point of some sort. I feel like we could potentially go in another direction and have another focus, and I'm not really mad about that. I'm actually really excited to see where this plot line would go and how it's going to expand from now. So those are my thoughts. Overall, really enjoying it. Definitely has lots of potential to make me cry. I don't know if it will, but we will see. I have a little over 200 pages left. I feel like 220-ish pages left. And then I'll check in with you guys with my final update and final rating of the last letter. Obviously, I'll pop in beforehand if I do feel like I have something to say. You guys will probably see some B-roll if I do end up crying. So lots of things going on, but I am excited to see where we end up. And if I do not speak to you beforehand, then I will speak to you when I finish the last letter. So I will chat to you all soon. Hello friends, I don't have an update since I last talked to you guys, but that was a couple of weeks ago, and I did just want to pop in and like let you guys know like what's going on. So it has been a week or so, I think, since I've last checked in, and I have not yet finished the last letter. The main reason being, since passing the 50% mark, I really just want to sit down and be able to binge the last like 200 pages. I just want to be able to sit down and binge it without like, you know, reading a couple pages here, reading a couple pages there. And that has been really difficult for me. I planned on doing that this past weekend, and then got hit with like the worst migraine. Like I didn't read anything on Friday or Saturday. So that just didn't, the plans are not working. But I am home a bit early from work today, and it is only 1 o'clock. So I'm hoping that I have 2, maybe 3 hours before I need to go get my husband from work. So we're gonna sit down and we're gonna read, and I'm kind of ready. I've been missing these characters, I'm missing this story, so I'm very excited to be able to sit down and read again. I'm hoping, so I'm currently on 234. I would like to at least get to like 315 by the time I need to get my husband, because that would be the 75% mark. So that would be the main goal. If I could finish it today, that would be tremendous. But at this point, I'm kind of just gonna have to give up the hope that I'll be able to binge the last section in one sitting, just because it's not really working. But I am planning to sit down and read. I did just want to pop in and let you guys know, like, I am still trying, but that's why it hasn't come as fast, which I guess to you guys it doesn't really matter because it's edited, so you guys don't know how much time is between each clip. But whatever, for transparency, I guess it's been like a minute. It's been about like 5 days or so since I've last touched this book. I'm excited to jump back in, and I will chat to you all soon. Likely at the likely at the end of the book, but if I feel the need to chat a little bit at the 75% mark, then maybe I will. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump back in to the last letter, and hopefully I will chat to you all soon. Hello friends, I'm back, and yeah, Okay, so depending on how I choose to edit this and the clips that I choose to include, either way you will have seen this beautiful book just destroy my soul. So, very fun times. There's the tabs. I deeply, so deeply regret not annotating and not tabbing this seriously. Because I think I mentioned earlier that the tabs don't mean anything. There's no coordination to it. And I wish there was. The only coordination is the dark blue, the light blue, and then the red. That's the only coordination. And the rest of the tabs are kind of just thrown in there. Oh, and I regret it so much. I do. But yeah, so this book destroyed me. This book took a part of my soul. It took a part of my heart. And I was crying for like 20 minutes straight. The last like 50 pages, done. I was done. Wow, but it was so beautiful. It was so good. I highly recommend it to everyone. I highly recommend not knowing much. Don't know anything. I knew literally nothing. I assumed it was a military story because of the dog tags. And that was about it. I did not read the back. I didn't know the tropes. I didn't look at any reviews. And it crushed me so bad. Yeah, I was literally crying for over 20 minutes. This is the book that has made me cry the most so far in my life. I just was not expecting it. I think as I was making my way through, I was like, okay, like the beginning really kind of hit me. I was like, wow, this is gonna be a sad book. And then as the story went on, I was like, all right, like, you know, maybe we'll be okay. Maybe I'm not actually going to cry, because in the beginning I was close to crying, but I didn't actually cry. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Maybe I'm not actually going to cry. And I'm reading, I'm trucking along. I'm like, wow. You know, like this is great. And then like all of a sudden everything just hit and I was like, what is happening? I can't breathe. Oh my gosh. Like, it was just so good. It was good. And I highly recommend it. This will officially be a book that I accept 0 criticism on. So 5 stars, beautiful, love it. I regret not actually tabbing and annotating, and I maybe will reread it one day and actually like tab and annotate it. But yes, shout out to Rylan. So I added this book on my wish list like super randomly. It was really random. It was, I think I just probably seen like, oh, like books that make you cry. And I was like, okay, because I'm constantly looking for a book to make me cry. So I was like, yeah, I'm game, awesome. So I randomly added it to my wish list, and Rylan got it for me for my birthday last year, I believe. And it was super random. Like, she's not read it either. We both didn't know too much about it. We just knew that it was potentially sad. So shout out to my bestie Rylan, because holy smokes, I want you to read this book. And yeah, if you read this book and you didn't cry, I'm not really sure how, but props to you. Anyways, 5 stars, beautiful, loved it, immaculate, great. So let's recap, even though we don't need to recap because you guys just seen this all beautifully edited and laid out and nice, hopefully, in a vlog. But we're gonna recap anyways. So I read 3 books trying to find something to make me cry. Did I succeed? Yes. But the vlog wasn't looking so good for a minute. So first I read Love and Other Words, and I gave this 4.5 stars, but I did not cry, not even close. Then I read If He Had Been With Me, which I gave 4 stars, and I also did not cry, not even close. Then I read The Last Letter and I sobbed for 20 minutes. So, all sad books. I think from most to least sad, I would go this order. I think the only reason why If He Had Been With Me was not sad was because, like, the first, like, you already know what's going to happen, essentially. So yeah, it wasn't like my favorite book. I feel like it could have been done better, but I believe I also said beforehand that I am interested to actually read the other book that comes from Finn's perspective. But in this vlog, 3 books. 1, bleh. 2, that's kind of sad. And then 3, if you truly want pain, read this. So that is the end of the vlog. This one was successful. So my last vlog I read 2 books. And I did cry a little bit for 1,000 Boy Kisses. This takes the cake. This, I cried more than 1,000 Boy Kisses. So yeah. But yes, so definitely a successful reading vlog. I definitely enjoyed all the books, even though I didn't cry for all of them. We still got some decent ratings all across the board. And then we had this beautiful book that I had to end with. So I think I made a good choice with ending with this one. But all in all, I think this was a successful vlog, and I am excited to read more sad books. I do think I want to continue doing this every so often, so definitely let me know if any of these books made you cry, or let me know of any books that made you cry, books you think that will make me cry, anything. Or you could just tell me that you don't actually like to cry for fun like I do, and I will accept that as well. But all in all, I had a great time, and although my heart is broken because of this book, I'm very glad that I found a book that I had such deep feelings with. So success. So I don't have much to say, but yeah, so that is all from me this time. But you can like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like. All of my socials, follow me anywhere else, are always in the description. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!